So we're spending some time with our hero in this transition stage of being in the wilderness, where he's grown up to be strong in spirit, but before he goes into his ministry, he has this time in the wilderness, like his hero, like his role model, like the person he's called to be, Elijah. And we see this similarity going on between the two of them. And we're taking some time to look at what we might call a spiritual hierarchy of needs, and how the wilderness experience that we go through shapes some of those development aspects, those healthy growth aspects in us. If wildernesses are part of God's divine discipleship strategy, then God's plan is that we grow to be healthy and mature and to fulfill our destiny, fulfill our purposes. And those can be different for everybody, but for each one of us, God's given us some innate skills and giftings. And for us to be everything that God designed us to be, we need to grow in and be discipled to become healthy disciples and followers of God. And if the first foundation that we need to lay is a sense of a healthy dependence, the second stage I want to suggest to you is discovering a healthy security in God. Maslow, when he developed his hierarchy of needs, he said that the second stage was what he called safety needs. And the idea is that once our physiological needs for food and water and warmth have been met, we need to discover a sense of personal security, a sense of shelter, a sense of the home, the sense of belonging. And I believe it's similar in this spiritual hierarchy of needs, that if we've learned a healthy dependence on God, that God will meet our basic needs, our basic provision. You know, if he's aware when the sparrow falls to the ground, then he knows and he loves us enough to provide what we need. The next stage for us to discover is a healthy security in God, and that sense of knowing how our character grows and develops. Humans develop in different ways, and our early years are very, very formative. Our experiences in the first few years of our life shape much of our character. I've heard it said that our basic character is developed and shaped by the age of 4. Now, you might disagree with that, and we can talk about nature, nurture, and all sorts of different ideas. But there is a sense that our character is formed by the experiences we have growing up. And we create a sense of an understanding of the world around us, and we would create certain rules in the way that we function as children that we carry with us into adult life. And our emotional development, our sense of security, is often shaped by the attachments that we form as babies, as very young toddlers. And I want to suggest that we can sort of map some of those onto our Christian spiritual growth as well, that what happens in the natural is mirrored in the spiritual. Our understanding and perspective of the world is shaped through our experiences, and our understanding of spiritual things and the spiritual world is shaped through our spiritual experiences. So if we're going to grow up to be healthy, there's a natural healthy development that we need to go through. And unfortunately, many people, those early formative years are not healthy, and we grow up with damage, and we have a damaged development. And the same can be true of our Christian growth. We can come to faith in Jesus Christ, but our early formative experiences can make the difference of whether we grow up to be healthy or damaged Christians. And if we're going to grow and become healthy disciples and followers of God, we need to discover something about security of God and the wilderness allows us to develop that sense of being able to know God with us whatever we face in life. We need to learn to be secure in God. And I guess my question to you today is, how secure do you feel in God? If you've learned to depend on God, have you got that security in God that allows you to take the next step of faith that God might invite you to?